Welcome to my channel Startup Capital. If you are new to this channel, I would like to remind that I'm on a mission to help individuals achieve quantum leap in personal life and career. One of my area of interest being the personality type and its influence on success and quantum growth. And today's video is on alpha women. To find answers whether they exist today, whether they existed in past, what qualities they had in past and have today that could make them alpha. Are they similar to alpha men? These are the questions that this video tries to answer. I do have my answers, but before I give out the answer, let us look into our past and see if we could find alpha women. Although we find throughout history, from all civilizations that existed before, women had made their mark and presence and survived the survival of fittest age, fighting for their rights and needs with the alpha, beta and gamma men of that time. They were also part of folklore, mythological stories representing goddess, the feminine form of the universe. But does history present them as alpha type? Have there been enough research in this area? Probably not. Kindly note, when I discuss about successful alpha women, I'm not bringing any prejudice, political ideologies as a part to the discussion. I'm simply making my observation. My search to find answer led to one of the ancient civilization. The Egyptian civilization. The Egypts were known for mythical gods and goddesses. They were also known for architecture and splendor and grandeur of culture and tradition. And my focus has been the women, who the world knows as the most beautiful and intelligent women of that time. That is Cleopatra. The legends have many versions of stories about Cleopatra being a woman of ambition, fighting to hold on to power and most importantly her ability to bring powerful men to fight her cause. She was beautiful, ambitious and a bit manipulative is what the legend says. The question is who is not? This was the time when kings and queens' lifetime lasted not more than 40 years. They had to fight every step to survive, fight for their spouse and children. No matter what legend says, Cleopatra showed all signs of alpha women, who could influence men like Julius Caesar to fight her cause, even if it meant to kill her younger brother, Ptolemy, who was also her husband, to take control and rule over Egypt. After Julius Caesar was killed by the Senate and Cleopatra had no backing from Rome, she found support and companion in Mark Antony, a Roman politician. Cleopatra married Mark Antony and had children with him. Their relationship also spawned a massive scandal in Rome. But alliance with Mark Antony helped her hold on to her power in Egypt for some time. Although she committed suicide after Mark Antony killed himself and Octavian accession of Alexandria. Which was not how you wanted a woman of intelligence and beauty to fade away. Nevertheless her reign over Egypt was a success story considering all she had to do for her own survival. She would fall under alpha purely for the following reasons. Ability to influence and lead the cause. Mobilize people and resource for a larger cause. Walk the distance for the cause. My quest to find answer further took me to the old civilization on this planet. The Indian civilization, far older than the Egyptian and the Babylonians. Throughout its rich history, India represented extraordinary capabilities of humans in the form of gods and goddesses and having different forms of goddesses representing different types of feminine and masculine energies that need to be acquired to achieve highest spiritual expression. One distinct factor which is often ignored is the matriarchal aspect of Indian civilization. Practiced even today in western and northeast regions of India. Although, matriarchy did not mean women having absolute power, but women having equal power and status and also sometimes inheriting wealth. This would mean, men had to work and not stay lazy. They had to create new wealth or look out for one. That also meant, women had to defend the property and territories from enemies. Hence, you would probably see more women warriors coming out of India more than any part of the ancient world. There have been countless women, who gave their lives defending their land from foreign invasion, particularly one story which stands out is Abaka Chowta. Portuguese who had created a base in Goa and were looking to expand and monopolize spice trade. Their expansion was stalled for nearly 4 decades by a woman by the name Abaka Chowta who ruled over western Ghats of India. She was Tuluva queen, and was responsible for protecting the most important land of the world which contributed to 70% of the spice traded globally, even today. All the known spices of the ancient world which were traded for gold, came from this region. She not only defeated Portuguese but also influenced kings of Calicut and other regions to fight her cause. Even when her husband whom she left, went on to support Portuguese, she defeated their alliance and won multiple wars against Portuguese. As a country India had produced many such queens who led from the front for a cause, defending land with bravery and valor. Whether it is Rani Lakshmi Bai of Jhansi or the Kittur Rani Chennamma fighting the British or the Ababa who fought army men of Afghan lineage. Alpha women of this time were not only fighting a cause but also led from the front, fighting the war themselves. They were epitome of bravery, character and leadership. Further, when we look at the contribution of women in fighting for freedom and for protecting the land, we come across many women from Europe, like for example, Joan of the Arc, who fought to expel occupying English force. Queen Boudica, who toppled Roman capital of Britain. They were all alphas who fought for the cause with bravery. Women not only played the role of the queen, influencing politically or otherwise to gain power and support personal or larger cause, they also fought wars alongside the men they loved, or sometimes to avenge the death of their men in the war. Most importantly, there are countless women in Europe and history of this world, who contributed to the making of alpha men, who were known for bravery and leadership skills. We can see this happen during the reign of Roman and British Empire. Alpha women, depending on which side of the history they were in, they played the role according to need of the hour. Sometimes as philosophers and change makers influencing the society at that time, challenging the status quo, dogmas and prejudice against women, fighting against oppression, and sometimes becoming alpha from beta, due to the prevailing circumstance. Fighting for a cause, fighting and protecting humankind. And most noteworthy is women's participation, alongside men during industrial age and the world wars that followed. They worked in factories hand to hand with men to help their military fight the war. So when we look at our past, we can safely say that alpha women existed in the past. Not only that, they exist today and will exist for the future. I do know that alpha women exist, and not typically in the shape and form as male counterpart. And if you are familiar with my channel, and if you have watched my videos, you would know I do emphasis strongly on personality types and its importance. And when it comes personality types, I avoid all stereotypes surrounding them, including the alpha men and women. Why stereotypes are not good? For one, it narrows down your understanding of the personality. Thanks to movies and the portrayal of alpha. I would not say that it's entirely wrong. But alpha, as I know, is not one type and one kind. Alpha has 4 subtypes within, each having distinct personalities depending on how they compete in this world. For example, the primitive type would say, I win, you lose, and you will always lose. A primitive moderate type would say, I win sometimes, you win sometimes. But, you should know that I will eventually win. The advanced type alpha would say, you will never defeat me, and you are not even my competition. None of you are. I play the niche game. And the advanced type 4 alpha would say, I play the long-term game. Small loss does not bother me. Each alpha subtypes having distinct way of approaching their life. And since we know that evolution takes time and some of us are more evolved than the others, all the 4 types, primitive and advanced types, will exist side by side. Today, as we are staring at 4th revolution in the industry, which have narrowed down on what role women can play with more emphasis on AI, cyber systems, connected everything, women now have distinct advantage of creating her own niche or compete with men equally in the profession. Either as entrepreneur or change makers in different forms. As they need not even look or feel like the alpha male counterpart to be successful in business. But what really differentiates alpha of the past and future? Is there a major difference? I would say, whether is alpha of the past or the future. Whether it male alpha or female alpha, what distinguished them from other personality types was not the situations around, it is how they handled the situations around them. The mastery of these 9 evils is what they did in past, and they would do it in future. A woman of today can choose to be alpha, beta and gamma based on the identity they choose. Limited identity is what confines us and make our mind, body and emotions to work within that identity. How the alpha women will master these 9 evils: limited identity, fear, self-doubt, inertia of mind and body, indecision, inaction, bad habits, lower vibration of body and mind, and immortal belief will determine their success in life. These factors determine how 2 more factors which distinguishes the personality types can be achieved. They are the social and economic dominance. Although historically, Mike was right. We had more primitive alphas fighting and showing muscle power. The future alpha will dominate economically, and that would influence their status in social dominance. Whether we would see more alpha women coming around who have the higher mastery of these 9 evils should be seen. Watch my channel for more such video giving deeper insights that can help your journey. Like and subscribe and ring the notification bell.